everyone. So you did really well with perimeter and area yesterday, and we're going to take one more day to review this. So today we are doing Unit 10, Lesson 13, Perimeter versus Area. This is on page 109 in your student journal, okay? Before we get started, I wanted to look at the problem of the day. And I know that this looks familiar because you did it yesterday, but I wanted to show you how exactly to count the squares when you're finding the perimeter if it doesn't give you the lengths and the widths, okay? Because this is where I saw a few errors happening. So the question's saying find the perimeter and area. So let's start with the perimeter, okay? A lot of you are tending to count the inside squares to find the perimeter. You say, well, Miss Delagis, the perimeter is around the outside. So you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? But when you count for the perimeter, you need to count around the outside. I actually kind of like to draw lines around each part of these cubes around the outside. Okay, so let's get started. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so my perimeter is 12 units. Very different than if I were to count on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, the inside, first of all, is the area, but the inside's also going to cut off a lot of your perimeter. So you want to go ahead, or you can even put marks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But you want to go around the outside to find the perimeter, okay? And then the area, you know that it's all of your inner squares, so it's 2 rows of 4, which is also 4 times 2, which is equal to 8 square units. Okay? So, today we're going to continue to find the area and perimeter of shapes. But today the figures look a little bit different than yesterday. Yesterday, just like we did here, you had cubes inside. And today we're going to find the distance, but it's going to give you the lengths and the widths. Again, the perimeter is the distance around the polygon. Yesterday we talked about it's as if you're finding how much fencing you need around the perimeter of your yard. That word's used a lot. It's like, oh, what's the perimeter around your house? What's the perimeter of the yard? So I know how much fencing to get. And then the area is the measurement of the surface. So that would be like your grass. How much grass do you need? What's the area of your yard? So I can tell you how much grass you need. So here for the perimeter, we add up all 4 sides. So 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 4 is 24, plus 4 more is 28. And the area is our length times our width. So 10 times 4 is equal to 40 square feet. All right? So my turn. Teacher input. Find the perimeter. But I want you to be thinking as they're working. Okay, well, this gives us 6 inches and 3 inches. We know the perimeter is the outside. So we're not doing 6 times 3 because that's the area. So we need to figure out what these other sides are. Well, how are we going to figure these out? What do you know about a rectangle? You know that on a rectangle, the 2 opposite sides are the same length. So if this is 6 inches, then you know that x equals 6 inches. And if this width is 3 inches, then you know that x equals 3 inches. So then you can go ahead and do 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, so 6 plus 6 is 12. 3 plus 3 is 6. And I want you to think about that. Okay, you should have got an 18. And it's just inches. Okay, because we're finding the perimeter. So 18 inches around the rectangle. Now we're going to find the area. Well, we know that area equals length times width. The length is 6. The width is 3. So I'm going to do 6 times 3. And what do you know? It's also 18 square inches. So in this case, the area and perimeter are equal to each other. Okay? That is not the case all the time. I don't want you to think that they should always be equal to each other. That is just in this problem. Sometimes that's going to happen, depending on what the measurements that you have are. Okay? But that's not all of the time. Next page. So this is structure guided practice. So why don't we do this together? So if you need to pause this and get a pencil, go ahead. So number 1, find the perimeter. Let's look at this together. Again, we have a rectangle. You know that the opposite sides are the same length. So you tell me, if this side's 4 meters, what's the other side? You should have said 4 meters. This is 1 meter. What's the opposite side? 1 meter. And we're finding the perimeter. So when we find the perimeter, what do you have to do? It's the outside, the measurement of all the outside. So that means you're going to add 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. 4 plus 4 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. What do you get? You should get 10 meters. Okay? And now we're going to find the area. So area equals, what's your formula? Length times width. The length is the longer side, which is 4. The width is the shorter side, which is 1. And what do? We do 4 times 1. So that's easy. What do you know? You know that your area is, if you had this, and you need to have the right unit too, then you are correct. 4 square meters. So that's the surface of the inside, whereas perimeter is the length of all of the sides combined. Okay? Now I want you to take a look at this one for a second. Find the area. So look at the shape. Oh, and also they're switching it up. They've been giving us the perimeter as the first problem. Now it's the area. Okay, so you need to read the instructions carefully, because part of being a good student and being a good mathematician is reading the directions. So we're finding the area for our first one. But I just want you to notice, because you're going to do this by yourself, this is a square, okay? And what that means is that when you have a square, the lengths are the same on all 4 sides. So keep that in mind as you're going through, okay? So that's where I'm going to leave you. If you need to go back to your work from yesterday, or if you want to look at another example right now, then I would do so. Because a lot of our perimeters, you guys are fine on the area, but it's the perimeter that was off. So if we look at this one, remember, we're not counting along the inside. Okay, if you count along the inside, you don't realize that you're skipping you're skipping the correct length. Okay, because you're double counting things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, you're counting this here. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, you're counting this here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So your perimeter is 30 units. Now let's see what would have happened if I counted the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Uh-oh. And that's where the problem is. And can you figure out why this is the problem? I'll give you a hint. It has to do with your corners. Okay. Notice when I count on the inside, you're only counting the corners as 1. But when I count on the outside for when you're finding the perimeter, okay, your perimeter includes this area as well as this area. That's 2 separate parts in your perimeter, okay? Whereas when you counted on the inside, you only counted this once. And if you needed to get a fence for the perimeter, that would be a problem if you only counted this once, because then you would be short a side. And in this case, you'd be short 4 pieces of your fencing, okay? So just be careful with that. All right, if you have any questions, bring them to office hours. Have a good day.